As we reflect on the past 3 years of serving in Papua New Guinea, we see how God orchestrated the events that took place in ways that allowed for the work of Bible translation to be advanced, met the needs in our aviation department, and provided rest and stability in our family and personal lives. As we share, we hope you will be encouraged that God answered your prayers.
When we returned to Papua New Guinea at the end of 2016, the aviation team had a lot of pilots and very few mechanics. As a result, the aviation department had a great need for someone to take on the role of parts room supervisor. Although Jamie is a pilot, he personally needed to take on a non-pilot role for a time, one which had predictable hours and contributed to the department in a tangible and meaningful way. Getting the parts that were needed and handing them to the mechanics was rewarding, and it was exciting to see God provide those parts, because He did provide in miraculous ways.
And although it was our plan for me to be in that role for only 3 months, God had a better plan, one that had me filling that role for 15 months. It met a huge need in the aviation department by freeing the maintenance team to focus on doing aircraft maintenance rather than chasing after the parts they needed. I also enjoyed investing in the lives of Papua New Guinean co-workers in the parts room by building relationships with them that would not have been possible in my pilot role. And before I left, I was able to train up 2 of the employees to take over the operation of the parts room.
Jamie's time in the parts room built up our whole family. The routine allowed him to get the rest that was building him up for the long term, and the predictable schedule was also just what I needed. The regular hours helped me to settle in well to the lifestyle required in Papua New Guinea, so that when Jamie transitioned back to a pilot role, bringing with it more unpredictable hours and longer days for both of us, I was already in a good rhythm and able to carry on well in the home.
Although I was enjoying my role in the parts room, and it was meeting a significant need in the aviation department, it became obvious that the surplus of pilots in 2016 was going to be reversed in 2018. I would be desperately needed as a pilot. So, in early 2018, I transitioned back to my role as a pilot, flying Bible translators and their cargo to and from the village, transporting missionaries to and from the capital city as they come and go from the country. And I also completed many community development flights to help the people of Papua New Guinea, some of which provided me with the opportunity to share the gospel.
That year was extremely demanding. Jamie flew almost 1/4 of the flying that year for the department, the busiest year of flying he had ever flown. Because of the stability and restoration that Jamie experienced while serving in the parts room, God enabled him to perform in a way that he didn't dream was possible. One example is the following story.
One day I was on my way home after a long day of flying when I got a text in the airplane saying, "Please call us at home base." Well, my immediate response was, "Oh, I hope they don't want me to fly tomorrow. It's been a long day and I'm really tired." Well, my boss explained that he did want me to fly the next day. One of our translators was out in the village walking through a sago swamp when she jabbed her foot into a stick. She'd gotten an infection in her foot between the pinky toe and the next one. She'd been trying to treat it with antibiotics, but it just wasn't working. So she needed to get back to our clinic where she could get some more serious medical care. Well, the next day I took off and went and got her and brought her back. It was a 2-hour flight there and 2-hour flight back. But we got her back and she got the care at the clinic and she recovered well. It took a long time and her foot was painful for a very long time. But she told me that while she was out in the village trying to care for her foot on her own, it gave her great peace of mind to know that if at any point she just didn't think it was working and she needed to get back, that she could just call us and we'd come and get her.
By the middle of 2019, there were more pilots available and the schedule wasn't quite so packed, allowing Jamie to take on other roles within the aviation department. He spent time updating documents used by the pilots. He also used the knowledge he had gained in the parts room to train others. Here he is training Tawny to perform daily fuel quality checks. Additionally, he helped the Safety and Quality Office with a couple of their internal audits.
God answered your prayers for us to be a well-rested, healthy family, and for us to be a part of supporting Bible translation in Papua New Guinea. He answered in ways that we didn't expect and that were better than we could have planned. Thank you for your prayers. Lord willing, we will return to Papua New Guinea in November. We look forward to continuing to support Bible translation through aviation.